Oh, hello.
Hi.
It says recording in progress. Did you hear
Yay,
it?
recording. I did.
Okay, so Shane's back with me, which is awesome. Peekaboo, I see you. And we're going to talk about another band that I feel like it's influential to like our relationship, but also just in music in general. I think it's another one of the bands that we enjoyed very well together.
That's true.
And we're talking about Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, peekaboo. But we just call them OMD because it's easier. That's what everybody calls them. That's what they call themselves. So yeah, I feel like my music's too loud. Or it's distracting me, one or the other, because I want to dance. Woo! Too much fun. I'm having some wine, so that helps. So OMD has, 13 studio albums, 12, 13 studio albums.
Quite a few.
I have more, but you know, it's not a competition. They are really, a lot of their stuff is actually really hard to find. And it's not a common thing. I know that most of the first albums were reissued, but then it was done in such a limited pressing, they're not really available anymore. I think you can get some of the older ones on Amazon, Shane. But like the ones that I would want to like maybe get reissues of, I don't know that they actually reissued them. I think it was like, I know Architect and Morality, which was their third album. I know they reissued that one on 180, but I'm not, and maybe the first one.
I've seen Dazzle Ships on
and Dazzle Ships, like, well, we'll get into Dazzle Ships in just a minute. That was their fourth album. So their first album, self-titled OMD, was released in February of 1980, and Electricity and Messages, yeah, those are the two singles off of this album. It's kind of weird. Actually, Red Frame and White Frame is a really cool song. Bunker Soldiers is pretty cool too. But you know, they took their influence off of Kraftwerk. And I definitely like this first album. You can definitely feel that influence, like in the first record. They released 2 albums that first year, and the next, what it was, October? Is that when it was? October of 1980?
Yeah.
Which was Organization, and I feel like Organization is misspelled. Shouldn't it have a Z?
Should it have a what?
A Z.
A Z? I know in Britain they don't use the Z a lot.
Okay, yeah, they spelled. I mean, they put a U in color too. So.
Yeah, and they don't say a Z; they call it Z.
Z, yes. So maybe that's why it is, but yeah. So and it also says it's the #1 top rock'em stock. I don't really know what that means, but this apparently Organization is the #1 top rock'em stock. Oh, this is the Portuguese pressing.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know. I apparently have a Portuguese pressing of that. And you can tell a lot of times with those like different pressings like that, the sleeve is really like thin. It's not like the thick stock like most of them. So it's kind of like almost like paper thin. So cover's really pretty. I don't know if you can see that very well. I know I'm on my computer, not my phone, and my computer doesn't have as good as a camera. So, you know, that's what you get provided cheap. But 1980, Enola Gay is off of this, and that actually is the only single off of this album.
Yeah.
Which is what's playing right now. Right? Isn't this, or is this Messages?
I can't hear it, unfortunately. This
I know.
sounds like coming
I
through
don't
on
even
my
know if
end very
anybody's
well.
been able to hear the music, and it's just going to be distracting to me. So, then in 1981, so there, oh, this is so, I really need to pay attention to this stuff more. Okay, so the first one was released on Virgin Records. And then this next one I have is on Din Disc, Din Song, whatever the hell that is. So that has to, it also says Virgin on there, but it has to do something with that Portugal. But then Architecture and Morality is on Polygram. And this is made in Canada. So this is a Canadian pressing. It's just very interesting on the different like pressings I have. Which is not really important. I'm probably sucking. We're sucking at this video, Shane. Or I'm sucking at this video. Because I'm all over. I've had wine.
I'm having a Moscow Mule kind of thing.
Oh, is that what you're actually having?
Yeah.
Oh, drunky McDrunkerson. All right, so Architecture and Morality, and I don't know they did a few years ago, they did like a concert album of this where they did the entire album and then like some of their hits at the end. I feel like that one was done with the orchestra.
They did
done
a couple of them with the full orchestra. I don't know if it was an album or if it's just a lot of their hits.
But this has Souvenir, Joan of Arc, and then most like greatest hits, and actually like the new, I've seen the reissue of this, and I love that it actually has the title listed the way it's supposed to be, because almost everything you see has a song listed as Made of Orleans. And it's actually Joan of Arc, Made of Orleans in parentheses.
Yeah. Oh, it's because they had two different songs that were.
Yeah, so they had the Joan of Arc, and then this was like the sequel of Joan of Arc or whatever, which is right. And I love the song Georgia too. But Made of Orleans or Joan of Arc, Made of Orleans is probably my favorite OMD song.
That's a good one. Yeah,
I just love that.
It's a fun one to sing because he holds those. Yeah. He holds those notes out really long, and it's fun to sing.
And because you've seen him live once, I've seen him live twice, and that was for me when they did that song. That was like the highlight of the show, just because you've got it's like that boom, 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 and he's like up doing his weird Andy McCluskey dancing, which is not good, but it's so not good, it's awesome. But it was amazing when you know, they had been absent for a very long time, and just his voice, like, I feel like it kind of like it's like a fine wine. It's just gotten better with age. Like,
he's definitely improved.
And live, like, I mean, live, I feel like he's all with like equal to the other great Andy Bell live, you know. Maybe almost even a smidge better, dare I say. Just
I wouldn't know if I'd say that, but he's definitely his voice hasn't changed. That's kind of the you know, Andy Bell's voice has gotten a lot lower over the years, and he can't really hit those high notes very easily anymore.
And then in what year was this? 1983, Dazzle Shits. I'm trying to, you know, get the covers here. So Telegraph is on here. I feel like Radio Waves was released as a single, but it's never been on any of the like single compilations. It might be on the box set. Radio Wave, Radio Wave. Yeah, it's not. Which I'm jumping ahead. And this is actually a promo copy. It's got the gold stamp on it.
Oh, gold star for you.
Yeah. So I learned something interesting about the gold stamps. I don't know if you knew this, Shane, which this has nothing to do with OMD, but I was watching some video or some, I can't remember, but those were the promo copies that went out first. And so a lot of the times those are like the first part of the pressing. So within the like first 1,000 or whatever, because they all went out to like the radio stations and all of that crap. So having a promo copy, even though I always thought it was bad because it looks tacky, you know, the stamp on there or whatever, actually promo copies can actually be worth more than like that first, because it is that first part of the pressing. So that was something that I don't know how true that is, but that was something I was either reading about or saw a YouTube video or something where somebody was talking about that, and I thought that was quite interesting. So
that is interesting. That's cool.
And so one of my favorites is coming up. This is their 1984 album, and it is Junk Culture.
Junk Culture.
Junk Culture. So another one of my absolute favorite OMD songs, Talking Loud and Clear. And that's the last track on this album. Of course, Tesla Girls and Locomotion is on it. And
interesting fact, this came out on my birthday in 1984. So
it did. That was what, your 4th birthday?
Yeah.
Plus 10.
Yes, plus a few.
Well, not really plus 10. So I gave you, I made you older than you are.
It's not the first time that's happened to me.
I don't know, 12. And of course, you know, if you have a song called, you know, White Trash, then I'm paying attention. Like, hello, White Trash song. Oh,
you're speaking my language.
Oh, this is funny. I need to pay more attention to things. Look, somebody named Bruce owned this. And I don't believe that this is the original sleeve. I don't think I have the inner sleeve, but the vinyl is in really great condition. So I can't remember where I found this one. I know I did not mention the organization one, that Portugal pressing, which I'm gonna have to look that up and see if that's worth anything. It probably isn't. But I found that at a thrift store, like a Goodwill or something like that. I paid $1.50 for it. And it's in perfect condition. I was very surprised when I saw that. I was like, wait, this is an OMD album, and it's at a thrift store, which granted I was in Seattle, so you know, you find cooler things in thrift stores there, but
yeah, I don't go to a lot of thrift stores or stuff in Arizona, and I don't really feel like we have very good ones here.
I used to love thrifting in Arizona. I mean, granted, that was the 90s though, so it's probably cooler then. Because now people want to thrift. They didn't want to thrift in the 90s, so that's when you found the really good shit. You know, late 90s, early 2000s, nobody wanted to thrift because they were stupid. So, I love thrifting. You never know the treasures you're gonna find, but I have too many treasures. I don't need any more. So in 1985, the album Crush came out. I love the artwork for this. I know it's kind of hard to see, but oh wait, oh, it's on the back. Look, there's Andy and Paul.
Oh wow,
yeah. Still. So this obviously this sleeve has seen better days. I would like to get a better copy of this, but the vinyl itself is in really pristine condition. I want to say that this one is another one that I think I found it at a used. Well, obviously it's used, so I found it at a record store. But I think it was that one in the University District that Christina used to go to all the time. And I want to say again, I paid like under for this. So, but So in Love, which was the big single, Secret, Block, Block, Block. I like that song. Women 3. But another, this is probably in my top 10 of OMD songs, Crush. Remember that? Rain, rain, go away.
Yeah,
Beep, beep, beep. Oh, oh, oh. Ba-do-da. I sing when I drink. La Femme Accident is on here. La Femme Accident. Such a good one, which brings us to this groovy little 12-inch single I have, which is La Femme Accident. It actually has the, I like that because it's like the gatefold version of the album. Again, you can't see this very well because of my glaring, and this is from '85, and it's just got the 12-inch and the 7-inch version of La Femme Accident. There's a B-side of Fire Gun, but this edition has an extra disc in it, and it has Enola Gay, and then it has a live version of Love Emotion on it, which is pretty groovy.
Nice.
So this, another promotional copy not for sale. I really got to start paying attention to shit I own, Shane. I mean, I know and this one has been played a lot. And this is
Pacific Age.
Yes, I love this album so much. Why can't I see the year? Oh, 86. So this was the last one that Paul was on. So right after this, they did a greatest hits right after this and did a single on that. And that was pretty much like the last thing that Paul did with Andy for quite some time. That Forever Live and Die, Shane, Goddess of Love. I love God. And Watch Us Fall, and We Love You.
We love you, could die for you.
And you know that We Love You and La Femme Accident are not on the vinyl version of this, because they were on the CD version.
Yeah.
So this is their 1988 Greatest Hits compilation. And this is fun because
that was the first one the first album.
This was the first thing I ever
on cassette.
Yeah, this was the first thing I ever owned by them as well. And I don't think that We Love You or Let Them Accident were on the cassette either, were they? I think they were only on the CD.
Yeah, it ended up with Dreaming.
Yep, which is what the vinyl ends with. But it also has If You Leave, which is that Breakfast Club or 16 Candles?
It was from Pretty in Pink.
Oh, I was wrong. I said Breakfast Club or 16 Candles. It was from Pretty in Pink. Still Molly Ringwald movie. So I was I was in the right direction.
Yeah, that was probably their biggest hit, even now. And I just remember that song,
young and pretty,
being played all the time, and loving that song. And then this was the only album that it's ever been on, other than the soundtrack.
Then the soundtrack, and this is the only thing that Dreaming is on up until recently. So
yeah.
So many memories of this, though. I know John and I wore this out. And then
that was one of my cassettes that I had recorded off of so many times that you could hear all the the little chick marks when you hit the record. It would because the magnetic tape always, I don't know. I'm so glad we have CDs now, because magnetic tape just sucked for a medium. But
Yeah, well, nobody even listens to CDs anymore, so for the most part, but
That's true. Yeah.
you know, unless you're like Shane, who has like a huge collection of certain artists that he still gets. Because you still get like your Erasure stuff and stuff like that on CD,
Oh
or do you
yeah.
kind of switch that to just vinyl?
No, I've gotten all the Razor stuff. I get the big packages with has the last two of them have actually had a audio cassette version of the album.
But yeah, I've noticed that that's kind of coming. They're doing cassette tapes. It's just like, which the nostalgia part of it is really cool, but they sound like crap. I mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe the newer ones sound a little better, but I don't know how much you could make cassette tapes sound better. So
Not without a lot of technology. So yeah.
so now we're going into just the Andy years. And so like I said, Paul left. They were kind of done with each other, I guess. Andy continued on with the OMD name, and Paul did another band though. It was like two or something. What didn't he do another band?
Probably. I can't remember what it is though, unfortunately.
Let's
Should
see.
probably have looked it up.
Uh,
Are you gonna look it up?
yeah, let me see if I can. Oh, my phone doesn't freeze. Piece of crap. Piece of hood.
Yeah. I just remember when this album came out. This is the first album of theirs that I actually own a copy of. Sugar Tax. I just remember when the album came out. There we are. I was surprised that it had come out because didn't know that they were still making music between in any form. And I just remember getting the album and just being like, "Oh my god!" and listening to it over and over and over and over again on the CD because it was just so awesome.
Well, yeah, because you had from 86 to 91
Yeah.
that there was no OMD stuff. And uh, 1, 2, which is, oh, that was in 2000, so that wouldn't make any sense. That's not why, yeah. Something called the id and the
No,
listening pool. I don't know what that is, but
he was probably had a kid and they're raising family and whatever.
yeah.
He decided he didn't want to be in the music industry anymore. Maybe.
I love Sugar Tax, though.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite albums. It's one of those that I listen to it from start to finish, and I love every track.
There really are so many great songs on this. Of course, I mean, Selling on the Seven Seas. Which I feel like one of the shows they opened with that.
Yeah, Pandora's Box. It's a long, long way.
Mm-hmm. And I love the remix of that.
Yeah, and of course, the song that's the sound that the
yours
album is
have the
named after, but it's not.
parentheses.
No,
Oh, okay.
my CD did, but
Oh,
this record does not.
okay.
Or maybe the CD single that I have somewhere. But that was, they also had a song called Sugar Tax, which is not on the album,
But
it's
on
like
the
a B-side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really good song too. And I don't understand why it's not.
I don't know why the title track of the record was not on the record, but it was the B-side for Pandora's Box, which was very interesting. They did do the Navigation, which was a B-side collection. I think it was only done on CD and probably digitally. And Sugar Tax is actually on that collection. I would love it if they would do like they did recently with their box set of their singles. It would be nice if they did like a B-side box set. That would be pretty cool.
That would be awesome.
I mean, because I have all of those digitally. It's just it would be cool to have that. Call My Name is I love that song too. There's just so many good ones on that. Then we have Liberator.
Liberator.
Liberator. I feel like yours is brighter.
This was another one that it came out and I remember seeing it in the store and being surprised that it was there, and so I picked it up and being like, oh, I hope it's good, and of course it is, and every song is just amazing.
And I can be a member of the fan club because I have the postcard in mine that I can send in to be a member of the fan club. So please do not be jealous.
Pin a rose on your nose.
Uh-huh. Stand Above Me. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I
used to imagine that one as the beginning of a movie.
Feels like they opened one of the shows with Stand Above Me. Or was it them walking on the Milky Way?
I know that they've done those on both. On the concert that I went to, they did both of them, but I don't remember which song they opened with.
Yeah, I don't remember, but this cover is very, it's like Sexy Wonder Woman or something. I don't really know what she's about, but so this was in 1993.
Yeah.
Today. And then,
of course, the album that nobody can find.
So Universal was the last one that Andy did by himself. And as far as I know, and then through everything that I've looked at, it was never issued on vinyl. So that is the only one of their albums I do not have for obvious reasons.
I've found it on vinyl on like a website, but it was like ridiculously expensive.
So I mean, there might be some, Portugal pressings or Japanese pressings or something like that. I mean, that does happen. I don't know that there was an official vinyl release of it because
I know, and it needs to be released because it's a great album, and I don't understand why it's not on vinyl.
But I have to now look at it because I need to see what songs are on that album. Milky Way or whatever, that one's on there.
Yeah, the title track Universal is pretty good.
Walking on the Milky Way, yep. And I love The Boy from the Chemist is Here to See You.
Oh, I love that song.
I love
The Boy from the Chemist is Here to See You.
I love that song so much. So good. Yeah,
they were experimenting with those Pet Shop Boys song titles.
Really long titles. So then, I mean, that was in what, 93? So in 2007, I guess like Andy and Paul were asked to do like some like live performance with like an orchestra or whatever. There's a documentary about it. It's really cool. And from this documentary and from them doing this live performance, they thought, hey, I wonder if people would actually care to like see us again or whatever. And so they started writing new material. And I know that a couple of the tracks off of History of Modern were written like back in the OMD heyday. I learned that from this. I can't remember which one, but it was one or two of them. It was pretty cool when they said that. So in 2010, they released the History of Modern. And that was the first tour that I saw. And it was so exciting that we had.
I was very jealous.
Well, I mean, and we finally had material from them. We had waited since 1993 to have anything new, from them. And such a great album. Like out of their 3 new ones that they've done recently, like History of Modern is probably my favorite. Just, I mean, yeah. What If You Want It was the first single, I think. Sister Mary Says, Pulse. I love the song Pulse. And Green. Oh my gosh, when they did that live, it was so good. I have like a video clip of it somewhere. Because you know, I was like Andy's sweat hit me. That's like how close we were the first time. Yeah. We weren't as close the second time. We were still very, very close. But yeah, no, like his sweat was like, it kept hitting me. I was okay with it. I know it's gross, but I was okay with it. I'm like, oh, it's Andy's sweat. It's all good. And my friend Angie that was with me, she's like, oh yeah, he can just sweat all over us. So we were okay with that. But yeah, that was really beautiful. I love the closer on here, which is, and I think Paul like illustrated all of this. It's Save Me, but it's actually the Aretha Franklin song. And
oh really?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's on the CD version. I feel like it's on the digital version. But
it's not on the track listing on their site.
Yeah, no, it's like, and it actually is, from what I was reading, was not supposed to be on the vinyl pressing, but it's on mine.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
right
awesome.
There. Save Me. And it's mixed with I think like Enola Gay, or it's mixed with one of their songs. Of course, there's no liner notes or anything in here. There's nothing. There's just the sleep. But yeah, and it's Save Me. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's so good. You've heard it though, right?
I don't remember. It doesn't ring any bells, but
okay, so look it up and see if you have it, and you're gonna love it. It is so awesome. It is so awesome. But I mean, it doesn't say anywhere, it just says Save Me, and you don't know until you hear it that you're hearing Aretha Franklin. So I don't know how they got away with that.
It was on their digital, I guess, because it's on my digital album.
Okay. And I have the US pressing.
Oh, it's
yeah, what song is that?
That's the Save Me. Now we're gonna get copyright.
Yep.
Stop playing.
And then in 2013, we have English Electric.
Ooh.
And it's fun because you can change, like, see, like I go like this. Now I've changed the color. Woo! Isn't that fancy?
That is awesome.
I love this one. Metroland, Night Cafe, Helen of Troy. Good one. The 2013. And then and then yeah, that was the second tour. I saw there's my little concert book. Fancy. Does it have the? No, it doesn't list the tour dates in it. That's dumb. Oh, there's lots of breath mints or something like on a table. I don't know. Vocal zone? Yeah, I don't know what all that shit is, but yeah, I haven't looked at this in years. Oh, people are asking questions.
What's your favorite color?
Would you say that you have a definitive drumming style? No. Are you amazed by the worldwide fan base that is still around for OMD after so many years? I've been more than amazed. Okay, I don't need to read all of that shit. And then we had in 2017, which this is the tour you saw, right?
This is the tour that I went to see. This is the shirt that I have. Oh, it's kind of shimmery. Oh, you can tell
We
it's
can
very
do the
shimmery.
same thing with this one.
Yeah, and it's funny because I always thought that these were the same album because of the way that the artwork was. And then when I realized, like, oh, these are not the same album, I was like, oh.
Oh,
SMRT.
as English, whatever.
Yeah.
It's pretty fancy. Oh, the things that get us excited. I'm so excited. I'm so scared. This is the one I listened to the least, I think. Although I do love the song "What Have We Done." That
Yeah,
one's
that's
really
a good
great.
one.
Um,
Punishment of Luxury, that was a really, when I saw them, they got like a huge ovation for that one. Isotype, they have gone back to their craft work
mhm.
kind of stuff, and that was like the song that was playing when they did their little mid session break where everybody left the stage. We were all listening to that song. We're like, okay, come back on the stage, please.
Yeah, rude.
And Kiss, 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 Bang, Bang, Bang.
Yeah, that one's got dirty words in it, but I like it. Mhm. And then the last thing that I know we both have is this really groovy box set.
Souvenir.
Chain's still got the plastic on it. So it's 3 discs. And what's great about this is that, we don't have Universal on vinyl, but we do have some of the tracks. So,
Yes.
like 3. Which of course, Walking the Milky Way is on this. So I love that. And then it had a new track called Don't Go on it. So
That's a good one. I love that
it's
song.
really good. So it's just a good, compilation. I actually got this for Symphony
Oh
because
yeah.
she didn't have anything on for OMD. So I thought, what a better collect to start off with their
Yeah.
material. Like this is a great collection to have. And it was really, considering it's a 3 album set, it was really fairly expensive. I want to say that I've paid for single discs way more than what I paid for this. I want to say I paid about $30 for it.
Yeah. I can't
But
remember what I
but
paid,
you
but
got
yeah.
the deluxe that had the CDs and all of that, didn't you? Or did you?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where they're at.
If they were up your butt and burning, you'd know.
That's true of a lot of things.
Mhm. So yeah, so we're done with OMD.
Yeah. OMD, I was a huge fan of, obviously because of the song being so popular on the radio. I was probably a bigger fan of theirs than I was of Erasure at the beginning because I knew them first.
mhm.
But obviously as the years have gone by, my love for Erasure has grown, but so has my love for OMD. This was that Punishment of Luxury concert. That was the one that I really like. Like I've always enjoyed the Erasure concerts, but I was just like, either I had to travel to Seattle to see them, and so I was always like, in my head because everything was just like, all this money you're spending. When Lamar and I went to see the concert here, it was just kind of like, oh, let's go see the concert. And so we're standing there, and it was just like this. Everybody around us was just like this euphoria. It was just kind of like everybody was just so happy to be there and so happy to see them and sing the songs with them. It was probably the best concert I'd been to in a long time, just for all
They're
because of
really,
that. But
really great live. I mean, I know we tried it either the first or second time. We tried to arrange it to where you could come to Seattle and go with us.
yeah,
I think it was the second time because I think that's because Kimmy went with us the second time. And I think that that was part of the reason why she went, not like she was like second best or anything like that, but I think we had actually gotten that ticket for you and something came up and you couldn't come or I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was some sort of something like either you had another trip planned or it just the timing wasn't right. So as much as sucked we didn't get to see them together, which I would still, that would be amazing to get to see them with you. But still the fact that we've both seen them live, I think is pretty awesome considering we thought that that would never happen. So I never thought I would see them live. I thought that they were done. And you know,
the only other concert that I really was, well, I had a ticket to go to it. I still have the ticket because I never got to use it because Yazoo, when they were doing their tour with their re-release of all their stuff, they were supposed to be in Vegas and then they canceled the show, so I didn't get to see them. But that's like
that would have been, I mean, well, and I mean, not that happened because I mean, they didn't come, obviously they didn't come to Seattle, but Allison was supposed to. And I somewhere, I still have my ticket stub for that. And she canceled the entire tour because the ticket sales weren't what they thought that they were going to be. Yeah, we were not happy. That was the same, like Angie and I were so mad because first it was Boy George and then he canceled because he was having all that legal trouble and couldn't come into the US. And then we were like, oh, you know, and they were both at the Showbox, which would have been amazing to see both of them there. And then I want to say it was a month or two later, we were like, oh my God, Allison's coming. And we bought those tickets immediately. And then I want to say within a month, we got the email stating that the tour had been canceled. And
I was like, the Morrissey concerts that I was supposed to go to, I bought the tickets. He canceled that because he was having health problems. He rescheduled. He canceled the second time because his mother was having health problems. And then they just canceled the whole thing. And I was just like, okay, well,
Morrissey.
I guess I'll just never see you.
He's so pompous though. I mean, we love him, but he thinks he hangs the moon. Kind of does, but not really. You know, he's the one for me, fatty.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that Morrissey is fat now.
That's true. He is.
Oh, I love him, but this video is about Andy and Paul.
I know, we're just
we love them, but we are
going off on a tangent.
Little bit. So, all right. Well, we're not quite as long as the last video, but we're about 5 minutes away from that. So,
oh well, apologize for all the boring speech, but
yeah,
here we go.
It's mostly me. So, because I just don't shut up. So, but you know this. You've known me since God was a boy. So
that's why we love hearing about your stuff.
Issues. All right, so we're off to see the wizard and okay, thanking you.